let's check out all 8 neighborhoods on Icon of the Seas.
Welcome back aboard the Maiden Voyage of the world's largest cruise ship, Icon of the Seas. We are exploring all 8 neighborhoods that this cruise ship has to offer today. We're going to here in Thrill Island, we're going to Hideaway, we're going to Surfside, we're going to Chill Island, we're going to Central Park, we're going to the Sweet neighborhood, the AquaDome, and the Royal Promenade, all in one day and doing at least one thing in each of those neighborhoods.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really exciting day. Can't wait to show you around, share a little bit about what you can expect in each of the neighborhoods. But before we jump in, I did want to mention that I am a travel agent. So if you're interested in coming aboard Royal Caribbean's brand new Icon of the Seas, I'd love to make that happen for you. In case you didn't know, it's completely free to work with a travel agent. So if you'd like to get a no obligation quote or just some more information about what it's like to work with a travel agent and what you can expect, feel free to reach out. I'll put my email address in the video description below, but let's get right to it with our first neighborhood. What's it gonna be?
Central Park.
Let's go.
Central Park.
Central Park.
Arguably one of my, I think our favorite spots on the ship. This is a concept that they carried over from the Oasis class ships, and that's really a talking point of Icon, was that they took the best of what the guests love and kind of merged it into this new class of ships. So from when it came out on Oasis of the Seas in 2009, guests love this neighborhood, so they said we have to bring it to Icon.
The first cruise I ever went on in my entire life was, how old was I when I went on my first cruise? I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
And it was Harmony of the Seas, which was the second largest cruise ship at the time because Symphony had just came out.
Yeah.
So, and it's barely bigger, so it was like, yeah. And they had Central Park. I couldn't comprehend how like, I'm like standing in a park.
On a ship.
In
the ocean.
Like, it just like, it blows my mind. But I just love how like, there are so many plants everywhere. Like, I'm looking at a plant wall, like there are live like trees growing, plants growing on a ship. But my favorite thing about this is that, so this cruise ship was built in, is it Finland?
Finland, yeah.
And so it obviously, like when this ship left Finland, like, it was cold and like there was snow on the top level.
It left Finland in December.
They couldn't finish Central Park, so they actually had to like depart Finland and go to Spain to then put all of the plants to finish Central Park.
I'll see if I could find any footage of them lowering the plants via crane into Central Park, which is just so cool. This ship isn't going to Alaska, right? One, it's too big, and two, the plant, it's real plants, right? They wouldn't survive in that sort of cruise climate, but it's just a beautiful space. In terms of venues here, right behind us, you have Lou's Jazz and Blues, which is a brand new concept for Royal, so it's kind of self-explanatory with the name. You have some retail in here as well. You have the Park Cafe, which is a carryover from the Oasis class ships. Chops Grill is here as well, so that is the same location on the Oasis class ships. The Trellis Bar is also another carryover, and then Bubbles, right? That's a new concept.
Yeah, so like walk up champagne window, and this is the first time that Azumi is in a Central Park. And it's the first time that Azumi is having like a walk-up concept. So you can walk up and get sushi, you can walk up and get some dessert. We're gonna get that bubble waffle ice cream thing at some point on this trip. It's only day 3, so we still have a lot of time. This is also the most colorful Central Park.
Oh, big time.
Like, look at all of these like
the shutters on the
colorful shutters. They up-leveled Central Park a little bit for sure, but we got to do something while we're in Central Park.
I need coffee.
Yes, we gotta start the day with a little caffeine jolt. So let's head over to Park Cafe.
We were just taking a video for Jenna's daily shorts, which you should go check out on Instagram and TikTok. And here on YouTube, actually. It's tough when you're like holding the phone up. Your depth perception kind of gets off, so it's just clunk.
It was so loud.
It is very counter to the vibe of Central Park. You know, this is like your serene, relaxing.
Fun.
Park Cafe is the complimentary kind of quick service location. They don't have specialty coffee. They have your regular drip coffee, which is fine. And then they have pastries and sandwiches, and they have like bagels and other breakfast
Like
assortments in the morning. Yeah.
stuff that's in like cases.
A couple sections for outdoor seating here, so you can enjoy your coffee or meal outside.
You would think because you're in between the two superstructures that you wouldn't be getting airflow. There's like a cool breeze. It's very nice.
So another really cool design feature of Icon of the Seas, and some guest feedback they took into consideration, was guests wanted to be able to see and feel more connected to the ocean from different parts of the ship. So what they purposefully did was opened up both the Royal Promenade and Central Park to the ocean by implementing the Pearl. We'll get more into that when we get to the Royal Promenade later in this video, but the really cool thing is now on the Icon of the Seas, you can see the ocean directly from Central Park, so check it out. Here we are in Central Park, and the ocean is right out there. So this is the Pearl right here on the left in the Royal Promenade, so you are connected to the ocean while you're standing in the park, so very cool.
Neighborhood 1, check. Central Park is such a vibe, but it's also a completely different vibe at night.
For sure.
It's all lit up, and it's more of like lively at night. There's more, they have live music. It's a lot of people sitting out. Like, nobody's really at the restaurants right now except for Park Cafe. So it's more like, it feels almost like a city in and of itself
Big
at
time.
night. So it's more exciting at night, but just for how the day went, we needed to start the day here.
Oh.
Central Park is kind of like an all-day place. Like, there's kind of always something to do here.
So in case we didn't mention it, Central Park is on deck 8. Surfside, the next neighborhood that we're going to, is on decks 7 and 8. So we just have to walk towards the back of the ship, and then we will get into Surfside. From Central Park to Surfside. Time for breakfast. Welcome to Surfside.
Surfside replaced what was the boardwalk area on the Oasis-class ships. And so they turned this area into a very family-friendly space, something that is really for the kiddos, but is a spot that the parents can hang out. They put like the Lemon Post bar for them, and a place for the grandparents to hang out, really for like multi-generational leisure to really hang out and everyone to have something that they can be together.
Yeah, because when Royal designed Icon, they designed it to be the ultimate family vacation.
Right.
So they wanted to give something for everybody to do, and a big part of that was having a specific area where families could do things together, basically.
As I mentioned, they have the bar, which is right next to kind of like the kids / area.
Yep.
So they have something for mom and dad to, sit there and be able to have a cocktail. They have a lot of chairs and seating areas so that you can kind of sit and watch your kids in the splash pad area with some mini slides and, a lot of like water dumping stations, which has a great view. Look at that wake.
Yeah.
I mean, that is awesome. And then there's a ton of eateries here. So you have Pier 7, which is brunch. Second time Royal has brunch. They first just did Mason Jar on Wonder of the Seas. So this is brunch, which, spoiler alert, we're about to go try right after this. They have Surfside Eatery, which is a buffet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We had breakfast there yesterday, and it's really good. It's a lot less overwhelming for kiddos to go and have a buffet there versus something like the Windjammer, which is really overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's very easy for them to go up and get their own food themselves and you not have to worry about them getting lost or being overwhelmed in there. They have Surfside Bites, which just offers a couple of small
cheeseburgers, hot dogs, tater tots, churros, like a very quick lunch while you're here. They also have an arcade for the kids. They have Sugar Beach, which is the candy shop, and they have the carousel that kids can go on with their parents. So again, very family friendly. A lot of seating right here. Splash pads behind us,
and they also have that slide that I attempted to go down on the first day.
Which wear pants on that.
I shouldn't even mention it at this point.
But
don't go on in shorts.
And another cool thing to mention about the Lemon Post bar specifically, so Jenna said parents can get the cocktails there, but they also have mocktails for the kids.
Yes.
That's like, it looks like the same alcoholic drink, but obviously non-alcoholic, so the kids can feel like they're having the same drink as their parents.
Which as a kid, I always loved that. I was always like, oh, what is my mom getting? I always want something like similar, but like non-alcoholic. So that's super fun.
But let's go get some brunch. Another cool thing about Surfside is its accessibility from other parts of the ship. So from behind me here, you can get to Surfside from decks 6, 7, and 8. So from the Royal Promenade, from deck 7, and then from deck 8, which is Central Park. So from those 3 decks, it kind of all funnels into Surfside here, which is great if you're coming from different parts of the ship and you want to come get lunch, hang out by the pool, get some candy at Sugar Beach. It's all easy to get to. Sweeten your day in Surfside.
That is a wrap on neighborhood number 2.
Yes, off to the sweet neighborhood.
Sweet. We're still in Surfside right now. So what did you think of Pier 7?
Pier 7 was very good, actually.
It was.
Food was delicious. Prices were very reasonable for the quality of the food.
Yeah, my fish tacos were delicious. And our server, Carol, was wonderful. She's actually from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We started talking to her about sandals, which if you've watched the channel before, you know we go to sandals a lot. And I sell a lot of sandals as a travel agent. And her cousin is working at the new property, and she was showing us some photos of the St. Vincent property that's going to be opening there at the end of March. So it's coming up really soon. So she was like showing us that, and so we had a lovely meal, but really good. I think my fish tacos were only like $9. Like I was expecting like I don't know, more expensive, but it was very cost efficient.
And I had these like chicken lettuce wraps with like peanuts and teriyaki. Very, very good.
Yeah, usually I go for breakfast items at brunch places, but when I saw fish tacos, I was like, nope, gotta do it.
Surfside's a great neighborhood, really nice kind of California beach surf theme, and off to the sweet neighborhood.
Let's do it.
Welcome to the sweet deck, or at least what we could show you, because we're not sweet guests.
We're not sweet guests. If you are not a sweet guest, then you will really only have access to 7 of the 8 neighborhoods, and then if you're under the age of 18 and not a sweet guest, then you'll really only have access to 6 of the 8 neighborhoods. So since we're over 18 and not a sweet guest, we'll have access to 7 of the 8, but still wanted to talk about the sweet neighborhood, and we kind of meandered around and and tried to see what we could peek into. When you book a suite for Royal Caribbean, you get priority boarding at the terminal, which is really helpful for getting on the ship earlier than a lot of the other guests, which is great. You get some additional amenities in your room, like bathrobes, espresso machines, which is nice. You get access to Coastal Kitchen, which is on deck 16 and 17 and is a restaurant exclusive for suite guests, which is really nice. You can't even actually enter the restaurant without scanning in with your SeaPass card. And then you have access to the Grove, which is a sun deck exclusive for suite guests on Icon of the Seas, so that it looks really nice.
Yeah, so they have some dining, sunbeds.
Yeah, it looks like they had a buffet up there or something, so it looked really nice. We won't be able to show you much more of that. We won't be able to actually do anything besides trying to get in, which was a fail, but we don't want our something to do in the suite section to be getting kicked off of Icon. So
Correct.
We'll mark suites as checked and off to Thrill Island.
concepts for Icon of the Seas. It is the neighborhood that features the Category 6 water park. So 6 record-breaking water slides. It literally is a water park on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
We did one of the slides yesterday, just for research purposes,
Right.
to prepare for today. It was awesome. We did one of the rafts so both of us could go on
Yes.
together, and it was really fun. It
was great.
Super fast. A lot of the bigger ships usually have 2 flow riders. There's only one on Icon, which is kind of surprising, but the really cool thing is that they actually flipped the flow rider around so that the ocean is behind you.
Yeah.
So you can have your family and friends take videos and photos of you. So like the ocean, it'll just be like really photogenic and awesome for social media purposes.
Yeah.
There's still, of course, the mini golf is going to be here.
You have Adrenaline Peak, which is the rock climbing wall.
We're going to have Crown's Edge, which is a rope course / zip lining off the Crown and Anchor logo that's on the side of the ship, which we're actually doing in a couple of minutes. So super excited about that. We're going to do some of the water slides. It's going to be a little hard to show that because they don't allow cameras.
In Thrill Island, you also have Base Camp, which is a new dining concept. You have the Base Camp bar. You have Deserted, which is a really cool milkshake spot.
Spiked milkshakes.
Yeah, so that's super cool.
And then, of course, you have like a basketball court.
Oh, sports court.
Yeah, sports court.
Yeah.
So lots going on in this area. We're going to show you as much as we can on neighborhood number 4.
Yeah, that was one of the things that, if you saw our video reaction to the Icon of the Seas announcement, you were like, whoa!
That is such like a, not to use a Disney phrase, but like blue sky thinking.
Yeah.
Like what's something so crazy and can we make it happen?
How
like
can we give something else really cool and unique to Thrill Island? And so it's really cool because it's not just like you go in and they strap you in and you go up and like do this ropes course. They have a little, like, again on the theme of Disney, like a little pre-show inside where it's a video and this guide is basically telling you like how to find your way. So there's a little bit of a narrative and a backstory there that plays into the theme of Thrill Island. The whole idea is you're trying to escape. Right?
And the whole thing took about a half hour to do from when we checked in to when we were done. And so just a couple of things to keep in mind. There was no like locker situation or anything, so definitely plan to like leave your stuff somewhere like at pool chairs before you go, and just bring your seat pass card with you. Ladies, if you have hair like this, make sure you have a hair elastic because they'll want you to tie your hair up. Don't bring sunglasses. Make sure you have dry clothes and sneakers, like closed-toed shoes. You can't be wearing flip-flops or anything like that. They're gonna weigh you. You need to be at least, is it 44 pounds?
I think 49.
Something.
44 or 49 pounds, around there.
And maximum 297. I believe like you can't be pregnant, like all those type of things.
Yeah,
you
like
have to sign a waiver to do this, obviously.
For our cruise, this was $90 per person. This is an upcharge activity aboard the ship.
Yes. It does include a video of you doing it, so everybody has a camera on it, and they do take your picture. And the fun thing, which we didn't know until we did it, but after you went around, they went, "Do you want to go again?" And everybody got to go a second time.
Before we were doing this, we were a little maybe skeptical on the price because we were kind of saying like, oh, it's about $1 a second.
It's like when you actually like, they're like, okay, go. It's about 90 seconds.
Yeah.
You go twice, it's 180 seconds.
So the fact that you get that video included and you get to go more than once, I think it's at least for us, it's certainly worth the $90.
Yeah, I mean that was just incredible. The views, we did it.
Yeah.
It's a sea day, so like the ocean view. That is such a beautiful day.
Yeah. If we ever come back on Icon or like Star of the Seas, I would certainly do it again. All right, what's next?
All right, we gotta do a couple more things in Thrill Island, so let's go do some water slides. That's intense. I don't think I breathed for the first half of it. When the floor dropped out, I didn't feel the slide for like 7 seconds.
So
It was like free falling. And then I'm like, when am I gonna feel the slide? And then I'm like, oh, there it is. And he teased me. He counted down. He counted down and he dropped on 2.
Yep. What do you expect?
That was fun though. That was fun. Oh, that was great. Really.
That's called the pressure drop, right?
They keep telling you on before every ride, lock your nose.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they do because the water.
Yeah.
But they're all fast. These are not your child's water slides.
All right, before we wrap up Thrill Island, we are going to Deserted, which is the milkshake bar. Gonna get a little snack / treat and then continue on with our day.
So we were instructed to drink a little and then pour the Baileys in.
Oreo down.
Don't you lose that Oreo.
So that's it for Thrill Island. Really love that part of the ship. We are now switching gears. Gonna take it more laid back and chill in Chill Island.
Yeah, so halfway done the neighborhoods. 4 of 8 have been checked off. So Chill Island, lots to do here. But first, we're gonna take it to Swim and Tonic for the swim up bar.
Your most anticipated thing on the ship.
Yes, really excited, but not excited about how crowded it is. Like, can everybody get out of my swim up bus in my place? They made this for me. This should be called Jenna's bar.
Let's go check it out.
The Pirate in a Coconut Tree, Hard Truth Toasted Coconut Rum, Captain Morgan Original Spiced Rum, Coconut Water, Lemon Blueberries, and Elderflower Tonic for $13. Let's see how it is.
Not bad.
Thank you. It's like a goblet.
I know, look at that. Cheers.
Ooh.
Good?
Oh, it's so refreshing. Right? Swim up bar.
Check.
Complete. I was really happy that we walked up, despite it being super crowded, we walked up and got
Seats at the bar, yeah.
Right at the bar, right away. It seems people like come and go pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's good. It's not like people hogging like the area.
Right.
My one feedback is that it seems out of place for Chill Island. Like, I almost wish that they could swap that with the bar at the Hideaway.
Right.
Which we'll be going to next, so you can check that out.
So I think if you were to have a swim-up bar, the adults-only Hideaway section is great, but I think it's also good feedback because they did change the Hideaway to the adults-only section at the 11th hour.
Yeah, like a week or 2 before the media previews.
It was supposed to be the Cloud 17 pool right up here to our left. That was supposed to be the adults-only section.
Yes, but then they switched it to make it coincide with at Perfect Day at Coco Key, Royal Caribbean's second private island. The new section that just opened called the Hideaway is an adults-only section.
Right.
So they said, okay, well, this is called the Hideaway. It would make more sense if this is also the adults-only section and not Cloud 17. So at the last minute, they swapped it. And it's also slightly bigger.
Yeah.
And since they lost the solarium on Icon, it kind of made sense to designate that.
Especially when it's at the back of the ship.
So that was our one thing in Chill Island. There's so much more to this neighborhood. It actually spans 3 decks.
It's a big
yeah, so
ship.
it's on deck 15, 16, and 17. There's several whirlpools, including these cool, like a champagne concept.
Yeah.
They have a cove pool. They have the Royal Bay pool, which is basically this pretty massive.
It's a good size.
Pool. Yesterday we were there. We saw the World's Sexiest Man competition. They have the lime and coconut bar, which they brought back from other ships. They also brought back El Loco Fresh, which is Mexican like quick service, and Cantina Fresca, which is the bar that's right next to it. They have cabana rentals all around. They have tons of relaxing spaces here. Everything, of course, is about chilling out and relaxing.
And also, just to finish off the list, we do have the Cloud 17 pool, which is a pool very much in the sun on the top deck. You have Sprinkles, which is one of 2 ice cream locations on the ship. The other is in Surfside. And then you do have a dry slide that goes, I think, from deck 17 down to deck 16. So, again, just another one of those really cool, like, easy ways to get around the ship, like with staircases and escalators. Like, the ship is very, very accessible, which for its size is quite the thing to say. You wouldn't think the biggest cruise ship in the world would be that accessible. The other thing worth noting too, come here really quick, ton of seating. Continuing our jaunt around the neighborhoods of Icon of the Seas, we are off to Hideaway, so let's go. So we're right off the Royal Promenade right now, and that's because we got into some conversation while we were at the Hideaway.
And we can't film at the Hideaway, it is just too loud.
Yeah, the Hideaway is the beach club vibe, so they had the DJ going and everything, but we met this great other YouTube couple, Josh and Rachel's Food and Travel, so go check out their channel. They're from Wyoming, and we had a great conversation with them about Icon and YouTube and all this other stuff, so
Yeah.
Great meeting you guys.
But the Hideaway, in case we didn't mention, is for those 18 and older. It is deck 16 in the aft section of the ship. The Hideaway also has a bar,
Yep.
2 jacuzzis, and then there's just lots of
Seating.
additional seating as well. So it basically takes up the entire aft of the 16th floor, and it's a really fun kind of party vibe.
I do think it was a good move for Royal Caribbean to switch this to the adults only area, because when Icon of the Seas was initially announced, this was not supposed to be that. So I think, considering that you lost the solarium at the one end of the ship on other classes of ships, it makes sense to have the adults only section at one or two ends of the ship, right? It's a little more secluded that way.
So that was neighborhood 5. No, 5, 6?
No,
that was neighborhood 6.
6. We have the Royal Promenade
left.
and the AquaDome left
All
on this
right.
marathon day.
Yes. So off to the Royal Promenade. Let's go. a little bit loud in here, so we're gonna get into specifics about everything. This is, spans 2 floors. There's a lot of new and unique things about the Royal Promenade on Icon of the Seas, so we're gonna get to that soon. But we are running into something that we're really excited about.
We're doing House of the Mouse trivia, also known as Disney trivia. So it's right here at Spotlight Karaoke, so let's go check it out.
We lost.
We didn't lose, we didn't win.
There was some, they had a 3-way tie at the end. Definitely an advantage went to families who had, we are not very well versed in some of the newer movies like Wreck-It Ralph and
now
some of those
if
things.
this was a park specific
If this was parks
trivia,
and Walt Disney,
no competition.
We would rule that.
No
that's
competition.
for sure. That was super fun. We always love trivia, and the trivia leader, Fernando, was on our Ovation of the Seas sailing.
Yeah.
So that was so fun. The second we saw her, and then we were like, "Is that her?" And then the second she started to introduce herself, she has this
that's
very
her.
specific "My name is Fernando," and we're like, "Oh, yep, that's her." So that was really exciting to see.
Yeah. So Fernando, you're great. Thank you. Good to see you on Icon.
We're gonna get some coffee and we're gonna go change, and then we're coming back to the Royal Promenade for dinner at Playmakers. So we'll see you soon.
We are dressed in our dinner evening attire now, off to Playmakers.
Yes. So continuing on with Royal Promenade. So we're gonna have dinner at Playmakers. First time.
Yeah.
We haven't been to the Playmakers
I
yet.
know. Exciting.
So really excited. And then after that, we'll get into a little bit more about what you can expect with Royal Promenade, since we haven't had time to do that yet. This has just been a crazy day. There's just so much to do in these 8 neighborhoods.
Yeah. Big ship, that's to be expected.
Yeah, and it's already, what time is it?
It is, I don't put my watch on. It is
7:30.
7:30.
So it's been a busy day. We've been up since 6 a.m.
Yeah, let's go get some dinner.
What did you order?
What do you think I ordered, dear?
Well, they don't know.
I got nachos. For the first time in my life, I think I feel a little guilty about ordering nachos.
Why?
Because I've had El Loco Fresh, and I had a big pile of nachos for lunch yesterday.
If you can't have your favorite food multiple times on a trip,
That's
then on vacation.
Truer words have never been spoken, actually. Yeah, so accurate. What did you order?
I ordered the crispy chicken sandwich. And Playmakers is an upcharge restaurant. It is not part of the included food.
But prices are very reasonable. My nachos with chili is $10.99.
So yeah, pretty much everything we've done today, food-wise, we've had to pay for. Brunch, we paid for. Our milkshake, we paid for. And dinner, we're paying for.
But brunch was well worth it. Milkshake, I will say,
that was very pricey.
It was pricey, mediocre. I mean, not terrible, but
yeah.
I mean, it's funny. Like Playmakers has been on Royal Caribbean ships for years now, and we just haven't had the chance to be on one. It wasn't on Ovation, wasn't on Harmony.
Yeah, because where it is normally on the Oasis class ships, on Harmony where we went,
Harmony
it was
Sabor, the Mexican restaurant.
So, hey, you still got your nachos.
Did I get No, I forget what I had there.
I think it was like fancier Mexican.
It was, yeah.
We'll see how the food is. But they have like skee ball and basketball games and...
Yeah. So whenever there's a big game on, like...
Chiefs game last night.
I'm sure this was
Yay, Taylor
last
Swift.
night.
Playmakers.
Playmakers was good.
It was really good. Good quality food. Service was like really fast too. Like everything came out like within a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't busy tonight for sure.
No,
so
very chill.
Which was good. But now let's talk about the Royal Promenade. And this is a very long list. The Royal Promenade has so much going on. I mean, it pretty much spans like half the ship, deck 5 and deck 6.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on and a lot of new stuff to Royal Promenade.
Yeah.
Especially like Royal took in a lot of recommendations from guests, like guest feedback, and they said like they wanted to be able to see the ocean from Royal Promenade, which is why the Pearl right behind us was created.
In order to open up the side of the ship to show the ocean from the Royal Promenade, they still need to support the rest of the ship above that where there's normally ship superstructures. So even though the Pearl is very nice to look at and aesthetically impressive, it is actually an integral piece to the ship's superstructure, supporting, no joke, all of the decks above it. It's an engineering feat in that regard. And because, like, honestly, when they announced it, they're like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But then when they got closer to launching the ship, they started to explain, like, why we actually did the Pearl, because they needed to honor what they wanted to do for the guests in terms of showing the ocean from the promenade, but you also need to make the ship structurally sound too.
It's an art installation, basically, if we didn't say that. So it's like, it's always different, changing different colors, and it's moving, and it's like, it's really cool. They've been making it like a photo op, so like we took a picture for formal night and everything, so it's definitely really fun.
So a few guest favorites returning to the Royal Promenade, including all of your most of your Royal Caribbean retail. You have Sorrento's, you have Starbucks. In addition, you have Schooner Bar, you have Boleros, you have Spotlight Karaoke. You also have Playmakers, where we just ate dinner. And then rounding out the list of returning things, you have the Attic Comedy Club and Giovanni's. This one is called Giovanni's Italian Kitchen and Wine Bar.
But for new things, we have, first of all, dueling pianos, which is my favorite thing.
Oh, it's great.
My favorite new thing in the Royal Promenade. We spent 3 hours there the other night. The first show was so good that we waited the half hour to the next show and stayed for their second show.
It was great.
Because it was that incredible. So whoever decided to bring that on to the new ship, bravo. It was, what was it, Tim and Sarah. Tim and Sarah, they were absolutely incredible. Make sure to add that to your list when you're on Icon. It's a must.
For new bars on the Royal Promenade, you have the Point and Feather Pub, which is really just a evolution of the British style pubs that are on other Royal Caribbean ships. And then you also have the 1400 Lobby Bar, which is right here, which is great.
To round out Royal Promenade, next to the Pearl, we have the Pearl Cafe, which is, you know, specialty coffees, and then they have like grab-and-go sandwiches and desserts, that sort of thing. And then, of course, the Royal Promenade usually has like a guest services and then a next cruise desk as well for you to come and book your next cruise and get discounts and to save on your next cruise. That is going to do it for the Royal Promenade. We are 7 of the 8 neighborhoods checked off.
Crazy.
So all that's left is the AquaDome, and we have the AquaDome show just so happened to be booked in about 45 minutes. So we're gonna go get a good seat and talk about everything that they have over at the AquaDome.
Let's go. Neighborhood number 8, the AquaDome, right here at the front and top of the ship. We just saw Aqua Action, which is the show that takes place in the Aqua Theater, pretty much the focal point of the AquaDome. It was amazing.
Yeah, I was blown away. I mean, I've always loved aqua shows. The one on Harmony was great, but this was 100% next level. And loved the, like, Disney songs. Not to, like, give away too much, but they had like some Pirates of the Caribbean score, like some Avengers stuff. So like, great show.
Yeah.
It was about a half hour.
And we actually got to watch the show with Nick Ware as well, who is the Senior Vice President of Entertainment for Royal Caribbean. So he was kind of the proud dad watching his kids perform, and he's really the one who spearheads all of the Royal Caribbean entertainment innovation. So big shout out to him for all the work that him and his team do.
To wrap up the AquaDome, let's talk about everything that you can find in the AquaDome on deck what is it, 15, 16? Where are we?
15 forward.
Deck 15 forward. So of course you have the AquaDome, which of course has the Aqua Action show.
Yep.
Then you have AquaDome Market, which is a brand new offering. It's actually a food hall style,
Yeah.
which is completely new. They have 5 food stands. We tried a couple of them on Embarkation Day, but they have like a crepe station, a mac and cheese station, an Asian station, Mediterranean, and then like a toast and garden for like salads and stuff. So really awesome offering. They have the Overlook, which is a spot that has these like cool pods, they call them, different spots to hang out, which, by the way, amazing ocean views, which is really kind of why we're not taking you around right now, because everything is kind of very dimly lit and you want to see these like almost panoramic ocean views that we have up here. So we're going to get some footage another time to put in for you to see. And with the Overlook, you have the Overlook bar.
Yep.
And then on the other side, you have the Rye and Bean bar.
Yes.
So if you like whiskeys and if you like coffee, this is going to be the bar for you. Last but not least, in the AquaDome neighborhood, they have a shop. And this shop's like a little bit fancier, and they have something really cool.
I don't know if this is legit, but I did hear through various grapevines that there is a $100,000 goblet inside, and if you purchase it, you get the drink package for life.
I heard this too, actually, so
on
I
Royal
think
Caribbean.
it's a legit thing.
Whether or not it's folklore on the Maiden Voyage, who knows? But either it's very like gold and gilded in the store, so if you're in the AquaDome, go check it out.
8 neighborhoods officially checked off.
8 neighborhoods, 14 hours aboard the ship, marathon day. So hopefully this was informative, entertaining. Regardless, thank you for sticking with us through this video. More Icon of the Seas videos coming, so again, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. But that is a wrap on our neighborhood video for today. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and follow us on social media at A Couple Travelers.
And until next time, keep traveling.